What's up everyone? Logan Parks. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe down below. Today we're going to be going through my top 5 bait choices in February. You know, it's cold down here in Alabama. It's starting to warm up. You know, you got water temps ranging from mid 40s to mid 50s this time of year. You're starting to get a few of those first really warm days in the spring, starting to warm that water up. And you also may be dealing with some adverse conditions, maybe some fronts going through, maybe some rain, muddy water. So we're going to talk about 5 different baits that I think you could use to be successful and catch more fish on your bodies of water in February. My go-to choice, number 1 this time of year, is a Berkley Stunner. This is one of the most versatile baits you can possibly throw in February or just in the pre-spawn in general. You can do a lot of different things with the different colors. This one is obviously the Tennessee shad. It's more of a shiny color. It really throws off a good reflection. So when those fish are actively feeding, when it's cloudy, maybe a pre-front, like low pressure conditions, you really can draw them out good with this bait. And maybe the day after, when it's a bluebird sky and no wind and fishing is really tough, sometimes I'll go with a more matte color like this Pro Blue color. It seems to be a little bit more subtle, and sometimes it helps those finicky fish commit to a bait. My second choice of baits this time of year is a Berkley Frittside. This bad little dude is my go-to when the fish are starting to pull up on the bank. It's something about this Frittside that's a flat-sided crankbait. It has that subtle wobble. It's not one of those wide kicking baits. It's more of just a tight little wobble. It seems that those finicky cold water fish really key in on this bait the best. One thing I love to do with this bait in the springtime, especially in February, is work, rock edges, maybe along a causeway, along a bridge. Really, it could be a channel swing bank with rock on it. It seems like in February specifically, those rocks are some of the fastest warming up structure in the water, and those big female largemouth bass like to just pull up on those rocks, sometimes really shallow. That's when I'll throw this Frittside 5 and almost parallel the banks, or if I'll go with a deeper Frittside, I'll kind of 45 the banks as I'm going down them. But it seems like those big females, they got their eggs, they're full of eggs, and they're wanting to pull up on the rocks and rub their bellies almost on the rocks to kind of get those eggs ready to go. It's just a great area to catch a pre-spawn bass in February. My number 3 bait for February fishing is Damiki style bait. This is the new Echo Baits 1/4 ounce head. It's an awesome jig head. It actually has a concave feature on the top of the head that catches the sonar waves off of your forward facing sonar and sends it back to your unit for a harder return. So you can really see this bait a lot better on those long distance casts than you can with a traditional jig head. But what I've got on the back of this thing is really a money maker. This is the Powerbait Berkley Twitch Tail Minnow. And as you can see, that tail just has all the action you need in it. I'll rig this up on 8-pound line, just a light spinning rod, and I'll cast this at fish that are schooling on bait in the pre-spawn, especially in February. Around the house, it's a way to catch a limit really quickly. If you're seeing a lot of bait on your forward-facing sonar, I would definitely have one of these rigged up because it's just an excellent way to add a few extra fish to your limit. Number 4, the Berkley Slobber Knocker. This bait is very quickly becoming my new go-to search bait. This is this is a 1/2 ounce Berkley Slobber Knocker with a 3.5 inch power stinger. This is an excellent trailer on the back of this bladed jig. It has a lot of action with this new honeycomb technology. It just really goes out there and hunts and allows the bait to kind of just dart through the water, which is one thing that I think is key to catching those bass and getting those strikes with a bladed jig. If I'm up shallow, I'll throw this thing around shallow docks, shallow wood, rocks, really whatever. I like this bait when it's a little bit stained, not necessarily super muddy water, but I also love this bait around submerged grass. You guys down in Florida, you got the hydrilla, milfoil, all that good stuff. Submerged grass, this thing is a killer, just ripping it through the tops of the grass. But I like throwing it around docks a lot. I like getting in the backs of pockets and throwing this thing around where the water's warming up the quickest in February, and you may catch some of those big females moving in before anyone else does with the Berkley Slobber Knocker. And last but not least, we have the all-new Berkley spinnerbait. This is a 1/2 ounce. It's got a big willow leaf and a small Colorado blade on it. It's an excellent bait. I typically throw the spinnerbait when the conditions have been changing. If it's been raining a lot, the water's starting to get pretty dirty. It's excellent in a pre-front condition. I really like this color with that orange Colorado blade. I feel like this is an excellent bait in that muddy water conditions. You know, when there's been a heavy rain, you've maybe been halfway back in a creek and it just seems blown out and you don't know what to do. You've been catching fish on something else. Sometimes you can slow down with this Berkley spinnerbait and slow roll it around in the same areas that you've been catching your fish, and you'll actually get those fish to bite this. Thank you guys for watching. If you like these videos, comment down below. I might start doing more if this is something you guys want to see. I could do a monthly bait breakdown. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.